Hi, everybody. I'm Tracy, and I have a couple of things to say. I I had a video on here at one point in time that spoke an opinion, but it was too long, and I took it down. So I've avoided this for a little while because I'm not really comfortable with video having my face out there. But at this stage in the game, I think that staying quiet is a mistake and should be avoided if at all possible. I believe that if we don't start practicing our rights, we're going to lose them. And they are after a lot of them. So, obvious first ones would be freedom of speech and freedom of gun rights, or however you want to word that, First and Second Amendments in particular. So, gun control is something that seems to be on the forefront of discussions today. And because of the most recent shootings that have happened, it has given the left a platform to tout gun control. And I just want to give a brief opinion on that. Firstly, if we allow them to take a little, it is just an opening for them to take a lot. And I get into debates, conversations, arguments, whatever. I don't know. I don't particularly consider myself to argue, but I do consider myself to speak my opinion. And those conversations would be on YouTube comment sections. So the biggest gun problem areas that we have in our country are in gun-free zones. The worst shootings that we have are in Democrat cities and states. So I want to ask a question for people to think about. Pull up the comment section if anybody watches this, whatever you want to do. Do you really think that the bad guys are going to turn in their guns? Because I don't. If they come for our guns, the law-abiding citizens will be the ones to turn in their guns. But there's not a criminal anywhere that's going to turn in a weapon. If they outlaw the guns, they just become more valuable to criminals. They just become more valuable on the black market. So a law-abiding citizen would be forced to become a criminal in order to maintain his weapon, or retain, that's the word, retain his weapon. If somebody comes after my weapons, they're going to take them over my dead body. And I believe that there are a lot of United States citizens that believe that way. If we don't have the ability to protect and defend ourselves against the powers that have the most sophisticated weaponry on the planet, we are idiots. We are screwed. Excuse me. If we give up our weapons, then the only people out here who have weapons are now the bad guys and the military, cops, that type of thing. And while I believe for the majority that policemen and women are good people trying to make a positive difference in this country. I also know that there are a few bad apples on every tree, and to believe that all policemen are good would be as foolish as to believe that all politicians are honest. So, since we know that that's not the way it is, um, we cannot allow ourselves to be placed into a position of helplessness. And if they come for our guns, that's where we're going to be at. If instead of coming for our guns to take them, if they would instead put a little bit of money into training every citizen of the United States that can legally own a gun, if they would make that training available for us and arm us, the police would be doing half the job. Because if we had our own guns and were prepared to use them, as in understanding their power and understanding the gigantic responsibility that comes with standing there pointing a gun at somebody that has the capability of taking their lives, if we had more guns in the hands of the United States citizens, especially in these places that have stupidly outlawed guns, crime would drop tremendously. Because I know it is a fact, an absolute fact, that a criminal is going to avoid the house on the block that they know that the owner has guns. They're not going there. They don't want to rob somebody or break into their house. They don't want to go after somebody they know is armed, because an armed person can defend themselves. So, if you want to make it really easy for the criminals, turn in your weapons. Allow this travesty of justice that is rolling around from the left and even from the right in certain degrees. Allow that to keep rolling around and gathering power. Because if it gathers power and we give them one thing, the bump stocks was one, I believe that on top of going after or trying to create red flag laws, which I teeter a little bit both ways on that. I can totally understand both sides of that coin. But if we allow red flag laws, we've basically opened up Pandora's box yet again on another topic. So we either have to decide we're going to or we're not going to. Bump stocks was first. Are we going to make our guns so that they can only hold X amount of bullets, before you have to reload? Slowly but surely this will go and is going to the place that's going to leave us incapable of defending ourselves against these criminals and our own military, if the time comes that we need to do that, God forbid. So, okay, there's my opinion on the gun control situation. Another thing I believe would be abortion. I don't know if I want to touch that one. No, I think I'll wait. I'll do a different video on that one. So gun control. Gun control is knowing how to hit your target. You want gun control? Put a gun in every household. There's some control. Teach everybody how to shoot a gun. Empower the people. And I honestly believe, and I would really like dialogue on that if anybody sees this. Tell me what you think. Think we should have more guns in the hands of citizens? Or do you think that we should stop people from being able to defend themselves? We all know where that's heading. So if you've seen this or if you've watched this, thank you for watching. Please give me your opinion. And if you feel it's worthy of sharing, share it. Thanks.